Welcome back to the channel. This is Derek. As y'all can tell, I'm at a campground. So Derek, what campground you at? Well, since the lake is, shall we say, it's not a special spot for anybody. I'm at Burns Lake Campground. I'm in, oh, you can look it up. I'm in a Big Cypress Preserve, which is right beside Everglades National Park. And I'm fishing this area. This is closer to Naples than Miami. So I'm on the west side of the Glades. And so anyway, the idea of this is not to show you how to camp. There's so many guys that are a lot better at this than I am. I mean, a ton of them. And I'm not gonna go into all crazy. I'm just gonna show you some of the simple things I do, and I like to keep it simple as possible. And I'm not gonna go through all the survival gear because I covered that in another video. I might put a link in the description. But anyway, this is a very simple campground, and there is no water. Well, except for the lake. I'm talking about out of the spigot. There's no water, there's no electrical hookups. This is basically a primitive campground. But you know, you do have food storage lockers, which can come in really handy. And then you've also got your trash cans, and got your fire pit and a picnic table. So, you know, outside of just finding a flat piece of ground in the forest, it has a few advantages. And the fact is that over there is the campground host, so at least there's someone here that's watching your stuff and knows who you are. So that's a good thing. So anyway, now of course this is pull up, drive in camping. I'm not hiking in 5 miles. I've done that. I got the gear to do it. The older I get, the less I want to do that. I really prefer to camp out of the car. Say, Derek, you're by yourself. I'm by myself. Most of these trips I'm by myself. Why do you got such a big tent? Think about it. Okay, I'm gonna be here for 8 days. Actually, I've got two more. I got 2 more nights to go, but I've been here for 8 nights. Go to the trouble. I went to the trouble. Put up a big tent. I mean, I think it says in the literature it sleeps 8 or 6. I don't know. I know one time we put about 5 teenagers in there on a church youth camping trip, and they picked the coldest night of the year to do it. Anyway, anyway, another story. So anyway, why the big tent? That's a good question. You know what? Yeah, for 8 nights, I can stand up. I'm not a tall guy, but I'm not a short guy. I'm about average. I'm like my fly fishing skills. I'm average. But look at this. I can change clothes. I can be comfortable. It's comfortable. Now, speaking of comfort, sleeping is everything. 8 nights, and not in my bed at home. So let's take a look at what we got. What I did is I bought the biggest cot that Cabela's makes. I think it's called their Cabela's Big Cot, or I forgot. And of course the name's probably changed. You got the big cot. I've got self-inflating Cabela's air mattress right here. And then I got their big 3-inch, that's 3-inch, just regular foam, not self-inflating. And Derek, why you got that? Again, 8 nights out in the woods. Guys, this thing, I come to bed and I'm dead tired. Man, I sleep like a baby in this thing. It is sweet. It is sweet. Does it take up most? It takes up, well, a lot of the tent. Actually, at one point, me and a buddy of mine, John, who I went at Tail Race River with, we put my cot on one side, put his cot on the other, and there was good enough room. You know, it worked out really good. Generally, I would say do not share a tent with anybody unless they're your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. But this was actually big enough to pull it off. But anyway, so I carry the big tent. I got about like 4 or 5 tents. But this is the biggest one, and again, I can stand up, walk in and out of it easier. You know, one thing with the cot, you're not sleeping on the ground. And I can just, I mean, I just sit here, and when I get out of bed, I'm not having to, I just get over, just almost like being at home, isn't it? I put a chair. Yeah, why you got a chair in your tent? Number one, I got the room. Number two, I'm by myself. What do I do at night? I watch DVDs. Exactly. I take a couple hours, well, hour and a half, 2 hours every night, and I'll just sit back, watch me a DVD, chill. It's nice, guys. I'm not gonna sit on my phone and text everybody. Well, I do take pictures and send them to my fishing buddies and text them the pictures just to annoy them because they're not out camping and fishing. Anyway, so I got a chair here. But Derek, why you got a chair out here? Well, think about it. Number one, I don't have to move it back and forth. Number two, I'm a friendly guy. Matter of fact, right there, when I got here, there were 3 people. There was a man and his wife and one of their good buddies, and they were all from Russia. And they were the coolest people. Hey guys, if y'all watching this, Tanya, you know who you are. You're talking about somebody who likes to fish. That girl from Russia, man, Tanya, she is obsessed. I think she likes fishing more than I do. But anyway, they were over here, and you know what? I could take the chair over. They could bring chairs over here, but I have an extra chair. A lot of times I'm camping by myself. I'll run into somebody and they're by themselves, and we strike it up and we just get along for whatever reason. Sometimes they're not even fishermen. We just have fun. And hey man, pull up beside the campfire, you know. I got an extra chair, right? Works out. And look, that thing, I got all sorts of cargo room. And of course, you guys have seen the boat. I did a video on the boat, and I'm not going to get into the boat, but I got plenty of room to carry anything I need to carry. So go ahead with the massive cot. Go ahead with the big tent, guys. These things are heavy to lug around. Yeah, I got the big cot pads. You know, this big cooler. Oh, by the way, speaking of coolers, a hint, a pro tip. See this? It's just water. I froze it at home, okay? That was 7 days ago. I froze it at home. This is what I use for ice. I don't get the cubes. Oh, by the way. And for light, electric lantern. I'll tell y'all a story about that in a minute. But anyway, what I have found is block ice. That's what you call it, block ice. And there's several others in here. Block ice, it takes it longer to thaw. Plus, when it thaws, it doesn't fill your cooler up with water. A good buddy of mine, Jack Brown, Redfish Guide, he taught me that back in 2008. So anyway, so that's what I do. And let's see, okay, lantern. This is, oh yeah, speaking of Jack Brown, Derek, you've got an electric lantern. Everybody knows that real men don't use electric lanterns, right? They use the one you put the Coleman fuel in, you pump it up, it's got the little mantles and all that. That's a real man's lantern. Well, I'll tell you a story. Me and Jack Brown, and Jack Brown's older than me. Jack Brown has camped in every sort of situation. He's the one that showed me to use the block ice. Smart man, very experienced fly fisherman. He put me on my first big snook, which was 9.5 pounds. I also might show the picture up in the anyway. But we were preparing a trip for 7 days down in the Everglades. We were gonna stay in Flamingo. We were gonna go backcountry, Whitewater Bay, all those bays and all that after snook and tarpon. And I asked him, I said, well, you know, we were discussing equipment, and I said, I've got some lanterns, and I said they're electric, and he's like, oh no man, no. You need a gas powered lantern. I said, okay. So when I was packing, I snuck a couple of my electric lanterns in anyway, right? We get to Flamingo, and I don't know if you guys know, Flamingo is about 50 minutes from the nearest supply place. It's way out there. Once you go there, you do not want to have to run to the store for anything. And so, first night, he starts trying to crank that lantern up. He had tested it. Now, again, Jack's a smart, experienced man. And one thing, you always test your equipment, especially if it's a new piece. He'd had this lantern forever. And it couldn't start it for the life of him. We spent the entire trip on my electric lanterns. It was just so funny. Because I've done the same thing. Oh, I know this. And then, you know, it fails me. It's like if I ever say, come fishing with me, I know this great place and the fish always bite. Just know that we're not going to catch squat. But it have a time and chance happeneth to us all. But anyway, I just wanted to get you guys anyway. Yeah, that's about it. For what I do see, I keep things simple. I did not bring I do got a single burner that goes with my my kitchen pack here. My kitchen pack, you know, they got the usual suspects. You guys know about this, but I do have a single burner. That's my backpacking stove. And you know, Derek, don't you heat up water and make coffee every morning? I'm not gonna waste the time doing it, man. I'd rather sleep a little longer. I had rather stay up a little later. Because what I do, honestly, I take yeah, excuse me guys. It is warm in here, and excuse my hairdo. Whew. By the way, did I mention there's no water here? Hence, no showers. Do not get downwind from me in this video. Anyway, I take my trusty, and Madison, if you're crazy enough to watch this, my daughter Madison, she got me some Star Wars cups. But anyway, so I just take the instant coffee, put it in there, pour cold water in it. It mix it up and drink it cold. And just to save the time from having to heat water, I don't do any cooking. What I do is I took roast beef, deli sliced roast beef, and go ahead and get the good stuff, guys. Go get the London broil. I got the Black Forest ham, guys. If you're going to the deli to get meat, the Black Forest ham. Now this is turning into a food channel, but and then I got some provolone cheese, and I got some rye bread, and I actually, because I can put that together so fast. That's breakfast. I'll literally make the sandwich tonight. I'll make tomorrow's sandwich. Okay, tomorrow's breakfast is going to be a sandwich. I'm going to make it tonight. And so when I wake up, make my coffee, make my sandwich, that's it. That's it. And then boom, literally 20 minutes, I'm out of here. 20 minutes. I ain't got to warm up the coffee water. I'm not sitting there, I got Coleman stoves. I got all these burners. I got all the crap. Sit there and fry bacon and eggs. I love bacon and eggs in the morning. But you know what? I'm not going to take the time. And my idea is to get up early and hit that water. But anyway, guys, oh yeah. Cheap. I don't know where I got this. Bass Pro Shops. You know, it's a 40-degree bag. South Florida. It's never going to get down to 40. Well, actually, that did happen. Anyway, it's not going to get. It's been down in the mid 50s. Has been the lowest it's been, and that's been actually that's a bit much, to be honest with you. You know, got me a pillow, and you know, no fancy equipment. Oh my gosh, Derek doesn't have a Yeti cooler. Oh my gosh. Any of you guys know where I can buy the Yeti cooler stickers? It's like put on the back of the car, so that everybody who sees me, and of course, it'd be people I don't know, trying to impress people I don't know. That's crazy. Anyway, give me some of those Yeti stickers, send them to me, so I can put them on my car, and people will think I'm a fishing pro. No, the Yetis are great, but I'm not spending $500, $600, $700 for a freaking cooler. You know, this one right here. I don't know, the Lifetime one. Honestly, I don't know. I think I bought it at Walmart, and it was like 110 bucks, or I don't know. It's probably more than that now. Works fine. if you don't put it where it's facing the sun. That's important, guys. Pro tip, wherever you put your cooler, make sure it's in a corner of the tent that the sun is never going to hit it. I've learned that this trip, by the way. Yes, me, Mr. Pro Fisherman. Yeah, I actually did it. Messed up early in the morning. I couldn't tell. Pro tip number 563. You don't like instant coffee. I understand that. This morning, I decided not to make my breakfast. I decided to go to the Island Cafe in Everglades City, Florida. Went there. Let me tell you something, guys. I'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, when I was leaving, I said, can I get a coffee to go? They have good coffee. So, guess what? This is going to be my morning's coffee. And I bought it this morning. That's okay. It'll be fine. But anyway, I'd like to shout out to the Island Cafe. I've done 4 trips down here based roughly near Everglades City. And it has become my go-to breakfast. Unless I want to hit the fish really early and I don't want to take the time. But let's say it's this time of year. Man, it just doesn't pay to get up that early as a general rule. And so I eat there, and sometimes I'll eat a dinner there. But anyway, a shout out to the Island Cafe. I don't have no clue who owns it, but I'll tell you what, you're in Everglades City area and you're out camping, fishing, they have got an excellent breakfast, and they got these potatoes. You ever seen the home fries? And you've seen all these people got hash browns, and they got this and that, which I love hash browns. But they have a fried potato that is the best fried potatoes to have for breakfast, bar none. All their food's good. Staff is awesome. Staff is absolutely awesome. I just wanted to tell you that. You want a place to eat and you're anywhere near Everglades City, that's the place to go. I'd also like another shout out. You know, I mentioned earlier, you know, that I bring the block ice from home, right? Well, sometimes it doesn't last the entire trip, especially if you leave the cooler in direct sunlight for part of the day. Anyway, I got down here. My ice is starting to melt. It's melted. Still cold, but it's melted. And I needed some more block ice. So I went to Everglades Fishing Company. Now, I bought stuff there. You know, I needed some, I remember one time I needed some 50-pound shock tippet leader, and I didn't have any. There's a couple of other things that I bought there in my trips. But I went in there, and they had a gallon jugs of water. And I asked the guy, and I said, hey, man, I said, I'm going to buy that from you. I said, can you put it in your freezer and freeze it? And I said, I'll pay you extra, because I don't mind. The guy said, oh, you ain't got to pay me extra. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll put it in the freezer. And I said, I'll come pick it up in the morning. Yeah, and it worked out. Next thing I know, I got a fresh blocks of ice. And they were just, there was no thought. There was like, it was instant. Okay, customer, what do you want? Let's do it. Highly recommend Everglades Fishing Company. They don't have a lot of fly fishing stuff. But that's okay. They got a lot of stuff you need. Very friendly staff. And another pro tip. This stuff works. You know, deep woods off. But I don't like spraying harsh chemicals on my dainty, beautiful skin, young skin. Here's what I do. Have you ever noticed you go to get in your tent and 50 mosquitoes follow you in, right? So what I will do is I will spray the door and all around the front with this. And when I go in and out of the tent, there's not an army of mosquitoes going to come in with me. But if you don't mind being doused in chemicals, just spray yourself completely down, and then it doesn't matter. But it does work. I will say this, I have found. The thermocells, if there's absolutely no wind, none, zilch, zero, works somewhat. I wasted my money, in my opinion. I'm in South Florida. in the winter, guys, in Florida, the wind is blowing all the time, and sometimes very heavy. The thermocell does nothing. And what's funny is you can have fairly good breeze, and the mosquitoes down here, they still come, track you down, and suck your blood. Keep it simple, keep it comfortable. Oh, and a side note, if you are fishing where it is warm, rechargeable fan is priceless. It is, because there's no power here. So what I'll do is when I go fishing in the morning, if it's been used a lot, I'll just plug it up and leave it in the floorboard and let it charge while I'm fishing. And then when I come back in the evening, let's say it's just too warm, set that thing, put it on me, I'm fine. Anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed this. Again, you know, there's guys who got this camping stuff down to a science. But this is what I do, and it works. Hope you guys got something out of this. I had fun doing it. And guys, one of these days, hope to see you out there on the water. But I wouldn't bother with this. They're all fished out. Later. Thanks for coming.